I got more of the log splitter put together today. I got the back welded on it, and I also got the slide started. It's tacked in place. I still have to put the cutting edge splitting head on there, which I don't think would be too much of a problem. So I welded a little bit of welding on there just to help grab the log, and that 2 pieces of angle will set the log right on here, and that'll balance it plenty good. No matter how big it is, that'll keep it balanced. And this is the splitting edge. I just got done welding it, well, yesterday, but that's where I stopped yesterday. But that's originally was the push part. So now it should split it. You know, so right there it starts to split. I mean, there it cracks it. That's as far as it's got to go. And once it gets it here, this is really nothing. This just helps widen it out and just splinter it off real quick. And then you need that. So that don't have to be at that great of a angle to this. This can be further out, because by the time it gets here, it's the hard part's done. It's split. That's just going to force it apart quicker. I just done a weld up one side of it here, this side yet, and this side's welded. I'm going to clean these welds up so that they're smooth there, so nothing to hang on, you know. And it's sharp, not plenty sharp. So I think that should do the job. I already took it and slid it down in there. It slides easy enough. The more it slides back and forth, the easier it'll go. If I can slide it by hand, that piston will push it. I think I'm going to put a bracket back here. This is just some garbage I got sitting there, just in case, before I take it out of here. I didn't have it before, but these on the other one went clear down. I don't know if I needed that. I originally didn't have that clear down the first time. That was put on later. But I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and put some kind of bracket down through here, just in case. Because that's still, even though it's rusty and that, it still doesn't. Them tracks are made from some, it must be iron, a lot more iron in them tracks. It's cheaper steel. I don't know. There's something different about them. Of course, I didn't try these ones yet, but I know a little bit older track I had a lot of trouble with. Couldn't get the, once you'd weld it, the steel would crack like it was cast. And I know that's not cast, but even like some suggested just because it was rusted. That, I imagine that's some part of it, but that's the only thing doing it. I mean, all this steel is really rusted heavy, and that's the only thing that's doing it is the track. I mean, I put enough weld on there that it holds. There's enough steel melted in there to hold it. It may not look pretty, but I'm not looking for looks. I'm looking for splitting wood. So I'm not doing trim work in a house. That's what I do. So it's a little different than wood. I find steel to be a lot more forgiving than trim work. Actually, a lot easier to work with. Especially if you was a good welder, you could. Because even if you put a bad weld, grind it off, start over. What's up with that? You know. To me, I don't know. I mean, there's an art to welding. There's no question about it. It's hard work. But anyhow, hopefully next time I'll show you operating. I've said that before, but I'll say it again. Well, there's a complete picture of it. Finished. I figured I'd take a picture before I moved it outside. I did end up putting that brace on it. Don't know if I needed it, but I figured better put it on. we want to drag it back in here because it is probably twice as heavy as the other one I had, weight-wise. And which the bucket will lift it and take it anywhere I need it. And I still doubt if I'm going to ever put wheels on it. Maybe if I come across a set of wheels to put on it, I will. But unless I see a need for it, I'm not going to worry about it. So, but there she be. There's a splitter head I rigged up off of that. Used to be that flat part. Now the flat's down there. I haven't tried since I put the cylinder on. I haven't tried lifting it. That's probably something when I run into a bigger log again I'll try to do, and I may end up putting a spring on it if I have to. So anyway, I had my log splitter out, tried it, seen a few places I needed to make some modifications before anything major happened. Definitely had to put springs on it, which I left it. I just got done putting these springs on it and left it down. They seemed to be pretty much balanced good enough because it took everything I had to get it up. And of course I did have the cylinder on it and all the weight when I did it. So, and what I'm going to do, because them are garage door springs and they have safety features in garage door springs, after they get so old, I'm talking, unless there's defect in the metal, I'm talking 20, 30, 40 years down the road. What you do is put a steel cable they give you, and you run the steel cable up through the spring. You fasten it here, run the steel cable up to the spring, and that keeps, in case it does break, it doesn't fly too far. You got to make sure though that cable is fastened good on each end. I think I've known one time, and I wasn't there, but I was told that a spring broke, and I'm sure it has broke. And there is a lot of tension on them springs. Right now, that's probably only half tension of what they get. So if this doesn't work, I mean, it takes a little bit of effort to get it up, but not near as much without the springs. So it's going to work good, I think. I'll give you a little sample of lifting that up. Which, the pivot point being here, I mean, all your weight's in the back. And also something else you got to watch is once you get that up, all the weight's sitting right here, so you got to watch it. You got enough weight back here. It just doesn't want to come up and kick up that way. Which this is pretty heavy. I'm on the guess it's probably about 500 pounds. I know I can lift 200 pounds of metal, which isn't, I'm not bragging. I think the average guy can do that without a problem. So, I'm not talking bench press and this and that. I'm talking actual labor lifting. The guy can do it. That cable feeds inside the spring pretty easy. It comes out. I mean, these are extra long because they are made for this garage door to go 8 foot, 8 or 9 foot. But it has a loop in the end, which if it didn't, I would just probably tie it off. So it goes right on there, and the back end of the spring, and just pull it tight. And I can just fasten it back here. Actually, I might have enough to catch both of them. Yeah. Looks like I do, so that'll work good. The old Boy Scout knot to it. Triple square. If that is a Boy Scout knot. If not, don't matter, it'll hold. I'll weld one end on, it won't come apart then. But I may try giving her a lift here. Which I know what it took all my effort to get it up the first time. Oh yeah, that's, oh man, my wife picked that up. Right there, it wants to go by itself. Well, there you go. There, right there. Right there's the balance. So them springs mean a lot. So that's, I think, was a really good idea. It took a lot of weight. Yeah, I bet you, I know that's probably like less than 50. That took 3/4 of the weight, then 2 springs. And I have 2 more. I could actually put 2 more on there, but then I think it would fly up. So I'm gonna try it like that, see what happens. But that'll work. Hopefully next time I show you how it splits wood.